Chapter 5. Murderers Darn My Socks. Same day, Sunday, January 6, 1935. I keep thinking about when my mom's second cousin, Miss McGraw, came to visit. Put her in an asylum, Helen. It's the humane thing to do. Mrs. McGraw said between bites of cinnamon nut cake. My mom turned ashen. She told Miss McGraw she wasn't welcome in her home ever again. Mrs. McGraw took giant gulps of air and tried to apologize, but my mom stood firm, holding the door open. She didn't say a word until Mrs. McGraw limped out, her handbag bumping against her side. After she was gone, my mom found Mrs. McGraw's knitting bag. She sent me running after it to give it back. I can't help if your mom can't see the forest for the trees. She's got one good boy. Why not focus on him? But no, she goes on these wild geese chases. It's too bad the child is sick, but cut your losses. No use throwing good after bad. I nodded then. I didn't really mean to. Really, I didn't. My neck nodded without telling me to. But once I nodded, I couldn't unnod. It was too stiff to move. When Mrs. McGraw drove off, I still had her knitting bag in my hand. The thing is, we didn't do that, right? We didn't put her away. The Esther P. Marinoff will help her, right? When we get back, I tromp up the stairs to our apartment, wondering if Teresa's family has a radio that works. Then I see the note hanging from our door. Lamb, send your boy up to talk to me at 1700 today. Warden Williams. The warden? I croak. My dad takes the note out of my hand. Looks like it, he says. Couldn't I do this tomorrow? When the word says jump, my father says, you ask how high. Dad, we gotta talk. Give me a little time to rest, then we'll play ball. Then you can go. He winks at me. I don't remember ever seeing him look so tired. The extra guard duty shifts are killing him. It's too much work, and being a prison guard is exactly the wrong job for him. He's too nice. My mother would make a much better jailer than my father. I've just finished my book when my father comes out of his room with his glove and ball in his hand. My mother is still sleeping. He closes the door as quietly as he can. Doc, he asks. Yep. I search for my glove. It's not in my room. Maybe it's in Natalie's. Lately she's decided the glove is hers. The door to Nat's room is closed, and I can't bring myself to open it. I glance back at my dad. I'll get it, he whispers. From the doorway I see Nat's soft purple blanket in a tangled heap. Why didn't my mom pack it? How will Nat go to sleep without it? I feel like marching into my parents' room and shaking my mom. How could you send her to that place without one of her blankets? My dad finds the glove on a crate by her bed. He puts it under his arm and heads for the door. Dad, what about her blanket? What if she needs it? I think your mom was worried it would get lost. He presses his lips together so hard they go white. Neither of us says anything as we walk down the stairs. The dock smells like sardines, and it's pretty deserted, unless you count the birds, which I don't because it makes me think about Natalie. We decide to throw parallel to Building 64 where we live. This way, if somebody misses, we aren't as likely to lose the ball in the bay or bust out any apartment windows. The gulls scatter to the dock posts and wood pilings at the water's edge. They sit watching us like fans. It's so nice to have my dad again. I was angry at him for looking for a job up here and angry all over again when he found one. I've been angry at Mom for making us do this at Pete's and all my friends at home because I had to move and they didn't. I've been mad at everyone except Natalie. I always tried really hard not to get angry at her. Once, when I was little, I yelled at her for smashing a dugout I'd constructed out of cardboard, and my mom didn't speak to me for a month. My father told me Natalie, as a sister, is like playing ball when you're 100 times better than your opponent. You'll always win, but it'll make you feel like a louse. I didn't see what that had to do with my sister ruining my stuff and my mother going mute, but it was pretty clear that getting mad at Natalie was one thing that would never be forgiven. My dad's not a great ball player, but he's a lot of fun to throw with because he's always trying something tricky. He sends a high ball I have to run like crazy for, then a fast glove pelting stinger, then a low burner. I know all his tricks. After a few minutes, when my arm is good and loose, I start talking. So I ask, how long were you here? My dad catches the ball, walks up closer so we don't have to shout. We live here now, Moose. You know that. But what if I don't want to live here? He shrugs. Nobody wants to come to Alcatraz, but at least you don't have a number printed on your back and no bracelets either. Bracelets? Handcuffs. Oh. I send him an easy ball with a high arc. Natalie doesn't like it either. She doesn't like it one bit, I say, although I know this is a cheap shot. My father catches the ball and waits a beat before returning a stinger. I'm surprised how hard and fast it is. It stings my hand through the glove. If you want to talk about yourself, that's fine. But I'm not going to discuss your sister. Does the warden know? Does the warden know what? About Natalie. Of course. What's he want to talk to me about then? Just wants to meet you is my guess. It's decent of him to take the time to talk to you, Moose. Have you met his daughter? Piper? Yeah. She seems like a nice young lady. I blow air out of my mouth and roll my eyes. He laughs. The pretty ones are always trouble, Moose, but I think you can handle her. He winks at me. She told me she was going to tell the warden about Natalie. Like I said, he already knows. She wasn't nice, I say. Sounds to me like she was trying to help out her dad. No crime there. Tell me again, why can't we go home? We saw where that was going, Moose. Natalie sitting on Graham's back step counting her buttons day after day. We wanted to see, just see, if there was another way. This school has skilled teachers working with these kids around the clock. It's an impressive place. The gulls are starting to edge closer now. I stamp my foot, and they scatter. You saw how she was when we left. Change is hard. It's hard for you, it's hard for me. It's murder on your sister. His voice breaks. You heard her screaming, Dad. My dad's hands go up to block my words. Look, son, he interrupts. I can't talk about this anymore. I want to know for certain this is going to work out. My dad sighs. He looks out at the water to where they're building the Bay Bridge. 2 toothpicks held together by a thread of steel. He's quiet for a long time. Nobody knows how things will turn out. That's why they go ahead and play the game, Moose. You give it all you got, and sometimes amazing things happen. But it's hardly ever what you expect. Now, he checks his watch. You can't go see the warden looking like that. Put on a clean shirt. I don't have one. Cleaner then. We don't put the laundry out until Wednesday. Comes back Monday. Mom doesn't have to do it? He shakes his head. The convicts do all the washing here. The convicts wash my shirts, as in murder convicts and kidnapper convicts, and then I'm supposed to wear them? He laughs. They darn socks too. Yes, as a matter of fact, do a better job than your mom too. Though, don't you dare tell her I said that. Murderers outsew my mother? Apparently so, my dad laughed.